Starts off quite a bit of action that we will certainly be rocking alongside you with for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, the Boxers looking to come back from a skid last week, losing 2 games at home in very competitive matchups against the Wits, and now they try to overcome a Bearcats team who's looking to get their first conference win as well, so they're going to play hungry.
The Bearcats looking to feast, and they do early as Deontay Dean gets the first 2 on the board.
Nice short corner jumper there from Dean.
Bearcats not very high in statistical categories among the conference. Some of the things they do well, a pretty good defensive team. They are number 1 in opponent three-point percentage as Luke Winkler over and backs as his heel crossed the halfway line on that pass. And that'll be a turnover for the Boxers.
Yeah, this is one of those games where the Boxers are going to have to give themselves a pick-me-up. Playing against a team that's 0-6 in conference play, it's a little bit harder to get up for this game than it was to get up for both games that they played against last week against those WIT teams. So the Boxers have got to lock in a little bit extra today, focus up, and play with intensity.
Ball comes around the perimeter. It's Caleb Moore's shot, way long. Good rebound inside by Dean. He kicks it out to Singh. That shot is off, and a near rebound results in a turnover, Boxer ball.
Yeah, shot went long after the miss and traveled its way out of bounds. Now the Boxers with it, still looking to get on the scoreboard.
That was Ryder Shung on the miss. Excuse the mispronunciation there. Boxer ball, still down 2, and it's Winkler under the controls. Tries to slip the backdoor pass to Blazona, but it's good hands on the interior. Good slip inside for Devin Fortune as he finishes at the cup.
Well, that's one player who was missing last weekend was Devin Fortune. Good to see him back on the floor, and he looks primed to have a big one already.
Fortune coming into tonight 7th in scoring in the conference, 14.3 points a game. If it wasn't for those last couple of games, he'd still be the leading scorer for the team. But that honor goes to Luke Winkler. He's currently sitting 4th in the conference, and he's got 14.8 points a game as Caleb Moore's shot is good off the glass.
Yeah, good shot by Moore, and you got to do a better job defensively if you're Drew Gummin, not letting him get in front of you, especially on the baseline as a release point and able to get a bucket in the process.
Winkler's jumper is good as he knocks down his first 2 of the night.
We've seen Winkler shoot a lot more jumpers this season, as has been advocated for by his coaches, and he's following through, knocking them down a whole lot.
Jump, the house is jumping, and you need those jumpers as Drew Gummin says, I'm going to get that rejectified. Devin Fortune on the run, gets a little tangled there as a bunch of black jerseyed hands grab that rebound off the miss. Look at that ball movement by the Wildcats. Rolling baseline is Josiah Frank. Out to Dean, shot rolls off the rim, off Devin Fortune's rebound. Luke Winkler in and out, side to side, step back, in your face. Nope, a little long. Rebound, tried to corral, finally finds Fortune's hands. He kicks back to the shooter. Drew Gummin, no one home. He's going to let that go. It's short. Good hands by Meskey as the big man dives on the floor, trying to get hands on it, and yes, he does, resulting in a jump ball.
And the arrow facing the direction of the Boxers. Joe Meskey had a massive weekend. He kind of had a coming out party of sorts last weekend. As aforementioned, Devin Fortune was out. Meskey's presence was needed for that Boxer team to go out and compete against 2 really talented Whitworth and Whitman teams. And Meskey showed up both days, and here he is already getting on the floor, showing an example and injecting some energy, which is what this Boxer team needs against this Bearcats club.
Meskey, a first-year transfer out of Idaho, 7'2", setting screens, grabbing boards, and just looking more comfortable out there game by game as that last attempt by Winkler was off. What a spin move by Kai Brown to find Moore in the corner, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, great move. Once he got past his primary defender, Willamette had numbers on the back end of the offense. He was able to find his guy in the corner for a wide-open tray, and it went down. Willamette up 3.
Caleb Moore, 6'1" junior out of Wadley, Georgia, showing effort on both ends as he nearly comes away with a steal. Look at that dime into Meskey. More hands all over the place. Blazona's 3 is long. Rebound batted back into the hands of Caleb Moore, and the Bearcats are off and running. Moore, the recipient and smokes the layup as he had one dead to rights under the basket. And now it's Blazona the other way. Boxers down 3 here in the early going, 16-15 to go in the first half. Out to Fortune in the corner, takes the 3, it's way off. And another rebound, hit-ahead pass, good layup off the glass, and that's A.J. Tenether.
And so far, contrary to popular belief, the Bearcats are outpacing the Boxers right now. They're getting up and down the floor a lot quicker than the Boxers are. You saw it on that possession, being able to get a layup in the open floor. Pacific's got to pick up the tempo on their end.
Fortune goes inside and is blocked by A.J. Tenether again. Another good defensive stand by the Boxers. They're going to call that a jump ball as Winkler and Blazona both got paws on it. And we got a timeout on the Blazona. And for the Bearcats, Deontay Dean checking in. Kai Brown is in there for him. Josiah Frank, naturally. And Ryder Shung as well.
Josiah Frank is indeed the leading scorer on the team for the Willamette Bearcats, though. He can fill it up.
Here's Brune. Gets his man in the air. Rejecting the DHO is Dean. He puts one over the dome piece of Meskey for 2.
Yeah, he's off to a good start. He's really assertive on the interior, not afraid to go up against the 7-footer, which is Meskey. Dean coming in, making his presence felt right away. 2 of 3 from the field. He's got 4 of the Bearcats' 13.
Urboka steps into traffic, and that one's long. Boxer is now 1 of 12 from the field, and they're on a 2-minute and 20-second plus drought as the Bearcats are surging, shooting 43% from the field as it stands now. Here's Shung on the drive. Gets stopped up by Winkler. Back out to Brun. Look at Dean going to work. Puts another one over Meskey's head.
Yeah, he's going right at him. He's attacking. He's playing with confidence. And so far, he's been the best front court player on the floor tonight, now with 6 points.
6 points for Dean and a 6-0 run for the Bearcats as Luke Gray's little runner in the air is no good, and it's a foul underneath as that one's going to go against Lucas Gray. His first, now 2 team fouls here for the Boxers. It's Friday Night Hoops here in the Stoller Center of our first of a doubleheader as the Willamette Bearcats are being hosted by the home team, Pacific University Boxers. Obviously tonight, the first game between the men, and directly after this one, the women will square off in the second of this back-to-back. Good cross by Brown, and what a show as that shot is just off. Same team, says Fortune, but Baumgartner grabs the board, and now Blazona, he comes racing across court the other way. Skip pass to Urboka. Flip pass to Baumgartner. Drive. Out to Fortune. Fortune keeping the dribble alive. Now back to Urboka. 14 on the shot clock. Urboka out to Fortune. He's got a wide open 3 in the corner. It's way off again. Opposite corner, same result for Fortune on his 2-3 attempts. What a hit-ahead pass by Shung.
Yeah, the pace has been dictated by Willamette, and they're fired up because of it. They're up 11. A heck of a start by the Bearcats.
And we're back here on the Boxer Sports Network, where if you're just joining us, the home team on a little bit of the struggle bus offensively, they are being thwarted off the strength of an 8-0 run in 2 minutes and 43 seconds by the Bearcats. We're doing a good job, up 11 here in the first half. Luke Gray out to Fortune, all alone in the corner. He's got high-low with Baumgartner. He's going to use it. Baumgartner faces up, skips one right into the hands of Kai Brown, and Bearcats turn it over again.
The Boxers, that is.
That's what I should say. Caleb Moore drives inside. Good hands by Baumgartner. Gray picks it up. Boxers looking to push. Urboka splitting the defense. Stops in traffic. Lets that one go, and it's off. They're getting good looks, are the Boxers, but they are just not falling.
That lid is tight.
Brown takes the bump, and one. Kai Brown.
Nice hang time on that layup attempt by Brown. Baumgartner was pretty vertical, but because Brown was able to take the bump in midair, hang in there, and stay under control enough to get it off the square and in before hitting the deck, that led to the foul call, and now he's got a chance to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Head coach Justin Lunt swapping out. Going to bring Brendan LaPierre in for his first bout of action here. Presumably trying to get some defensive pressure on these Bearcats. 19-6, Willamette lead. 10:29 to go in the first half. Boxers still on a 3-minute and 40-second scoring drought here. Hopefully Winkler trying to stop that. Good defense inside. Baumgartner tried to save it, but he stepped out, and the Boxers turn it over again.
Yeah, it's been the activity of Willamette that's getting underneath the skin of the Boxers, whether it be defensively, active hands, forcing turnovers already. I mean, the Boxers have given the ball up more than they'd like so far. 4 turnovers in less than the first 10 minutes of this game, but also Willamette getting out into the open floor. They played really well in transition on both sides, offensively and defensively, and that's why they got a 13-point cushion.
A.J. Tenether on the drive. A little long, rebound Baumgartner, and the Boxers trying to match the pace, and they are just getting shut down on that offensive end. And on the other side of things, it's plays like that as Tenether converts on the break that have just been absolutely money for the Bearcats.
Yeah, the Boxers got turned and burned on that sequence.
Another great defensive stand. It's DJ Jones inside with the power. Good hands by Winkler as he was on the run. Fighting for it underneath was Caleb Moore. Fortune was in that scrum with him. It'll stay Boxer ball. And we're going to see another couple of subs. Josiah Frank going to check back in. And the only net positive plus minus in that first frame of basketball checking in for Coach Lunt is Zach Bates along with Drew Gummin. Winkler dumps one into Devin Fortune. Good position. He turns and kisses one off the glass for 2.
And that's what the Boxers got to do. They've got to establish some physicality underneath. Punch back, because so far it's been the Bearcats doing all the swinging.
Caleb Moore crossing half court. That last one by Fortune stops a 4+ minute drought by the Boxers. 21-8 lead for the Bearcats as there's going to be a foul on Winkler, his first, and now 4 team fouls here for the home team. Dante Dean going to check back in, 6'6", senior out of Nassau, Bahamas. He had himself a nice first bit of action here as he leads all scorers with 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting. He's going to go back to work on Fortune. Dropping that step in, and it's a little too short. Good rebound inside. Moore out to Frank. Good defense. Bates grabs the board. Here's LaPierre on the run. Hesitation and kisses one with the left off the glass.
That's a good fundamentally sound finish. LaPierre didn't particularly have numbers, but he did have the angle to the cup, and he gathered himself, hop-stepped, went up solid off of 2 feet so that he wasn't out of control and was able to finish the deuce.
Shung. Long 3 goes down for Ryder Shung.
It's a big shot, Ryder Shung.
14-point lead now for the Bearcats as Fortune's little kiss off the glass a la Tim Duncan connects.
That's right.
Now it's back to a 12-point game with 8 to play in the first. Slowing it up is Josiah Frank. He's going to let Dean set a screen for Tenethern. Blocked inside by Devin Fortune. A.J. Tenether went up with one, and Devin Fortune sniffed it out. Drives. Sees the Dean screen. Thinks he's lean, mean, and clean, but Devin Fortune says, I don't want to see that thing. After the timeout, it's going to be Bearcats ball. More underneath as the inbounder. LaPierre sticking to his man like glue. It's Josiah Frank trying to get an angle, and it's stripped by Fortune, but Frank recovers. 2 on the shot clock. Moore's got to do something with it, and that's a shot clock violation. Boxers turn it over. Give them a taste of their own medicine.
Good activity, particularly by Devin Fortune, who was active on that possession, but also Brendan LaPierre. Those two clamped up on that possession, forcing the shot clock violation.
7:30 to go here in the first period. Boxers slowly chipping away. Offensively, just essentially ghosts out there. As Winkler trying to break the spell. A little hook shot is a little short. That ball is going to go off the hands of Devin Fortune. Bearcats possession. Got another sub in here for Kai Brown, 6'1", out of San Diego, California. Kai Brown coming in scoreless thus far, but a lot of activity. It's Overby over to Dean. Back to Overby. Drives hard on Winkler. Spins. Flips one up. It's off. Another good active hands by Caleb Moore to almost turn that one back over, but it'll retain Boxer ball. Now it's Gummin. Fortune surveying. Facing up. Snatch back. Bates in the painted area. Out to Fortune for a long 2, and it's good.
Devin Fortune is starting to feel it. Started off a little bit slow, but he's knocked down some consecutive shots since then. He's starting to fill it up. He's got 8.
Devin Fortune, first game back off of concussion protocol, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Missed the WIT weekend. That's a good defensive effort off the foot of Deontay Dean. And the Boxers will get the ball back. We got a timeout on the floor. Bearcats up 10. The ball is in. Bearcats picking up the full length of the floor as Blazona handles, finally crossing half court. They send Drew across the baseline, and now they're trying to post up Fortune to let him get right back to work on Dean. Good pass inside to Blazona. His shot is good.
And that was a good back cut by Blazona. Obviously a good find by Fortune, but I think that came about because Fortune has been scoring the basketball well, and all eyes were on Fortune when he had the ball in the post. Blazona able to just slip right behind the defense. Fortune found him for an easy 2.
Look at the effort by Drew Gummin, and a little help from his friend Anthony Garrick, who's just checked in as the Boxers grab another turnover, and they're off to the races. Fortune using a little brush screen from Luke Winkler. His jumper is a little off, just rattles in and out. Rebound Bearcats. Frank with it. Out to Brown. Brown has Drew Gummin guarding him. They bring up Dean and Devin Fortune. Nobody home. Pack out. Yes, sir.
You knew what was coming. Once he had a clear lane to the rim coming off the steal, you knew he was going to slam that thing.
Devin Fortune having a nice start to this game. Scoring in bunches as Garrett tries to take the bump and go up with it. But he's affected from behind, and it'll stay Boxer ball.
And look at here, Fortune just reading what was a lazy pass there from Brown, and there was nobody home going the other way, and he was able to flush it with 2.
Luke Winkler inbounds to Devin Fortune. Devin Fortune back in that old familiar spot, using his body. Good read by Kai Brown to meet him on the help as Blazona got way up in the air and started piggyback riding old A.J. Tenether there. That'll be an obvious foul.
Yeah, he had to hold on to Tenether to kind of break the fall. He got up so high, and Tenether faked him out. And then on the come down to control his fall and brace that fall a little bit better, he just wrapped Tenether up. And Tenether was able to go up for the 2-point attempt, get fouled, and now here he is at the charity stripe.
Knocking down his first, A.J. 10 at 30. He's got 5 now. That is as many points as is scored here for the team that's on the floor now. Devin Fortune, on the other hand, he leads all scorers. He's got 10. What a way to get right back with his team as the Boxers now down just 8. 4:30 to play in the first. Winkler. Now Gummin. Trying to find an inside track, and it's Gehrig on the turnaround fadeaway. A little short. Devin Fortune, right place, right time, and his flip shot is good.
Way to clean it up, Dev. Way to clean it up.
20-26. Bearcats up 6. They started off with his lead as big as 14 here in the first. Now the Boxers battling back. Up top with it, it's Deacon Perry with his first look tonight as he's putting on an array of moves. It was stopped up by the good defense by Blazona. Back out in the corner. Perry connects.
Yeah, that's a big shot. And that was a shot that was needed for Willamette over 4 minutes without a field goal make until that three-point make there.
Lead back to 9 for the Bearcats. Winkler sending Gehrig out to the corner. Step back. Buckets.
Good shot, Lucas Winkler. Really good shot.
Boxers started off so slow offensively, now up to a respectable 37% as that three ball is way long. A little bit of a heat check there for Kai Brown. Rebound, Devin Fortune. Sets a brush screen for Winkler, back to Fortune. Puts it right on the deck, out to the shooter and Gummin. A little mishandle offers the opportunity for the defense to set, but Gummin's going to go to work. Good back cut by Blazona, not there. As Fortune tries to get it, it goes right off of his knee and into the hands of DJ Jones. Another good defensive effort to slow up that fast break. It'll stay Bearcat ball. 29-22, their lead. We got a timeout on the floor. 2:44 to go. Worse for the visitors. They're also on a 6-0 run. And under 2 minutes are the home team. And Luke Gray coolly knocks down the three-point play to cut it back to 2. 29-27 Bearcats. Kai Brown with it. Boxers, a lot more chatter out there on the defensive end than when they first started this game. I think you nailed it, partner. They are certainly locked in. Another good defensive stand off the miss from the corner, and Luke Winkler comes away with it. Over to Blazona. High screen for him set by Devin Fortune, and he's going to take it all the way to the housey house. Devin Fortune tried to help out, got the board, and there's going to be a foul on the floor. Fortune got tangled up there by Josiah Frank. The foul's going to go against him. It's his second, and now 4 team fouls here for the Bearcats. Winkler will inbound with 20 on the shot clock as the Boxers have an opportunity to tie this one up for the first time tonight here with 1:10 to go in the first half. Winkler drives on Frank. Out to Blazona for 3. It's a little long. Rebound. Nearly comes away with it, do the Boxers, but instead it's Frank. Gives it to his point guard in Caleb Moore. They slow up. They're looking to get a quality possession here as the first half is starting to wind down. About a 25-second difference between shot and game clock. 15 on the shot clock. To the house is Kai Brown.
Yeah, that was Luke Winkler's fault there, reaching a bit too much. He knocked the ball loose initially, but once Brown got it back, he should have maybe just started guarding regularly and got too eager for the steal. Brown got by him for the finish.
And Luke Gray putting his head down, full of steam, and he went out and took some contact underneath the left side of the basket, and he draws the foul on Deontay Dean. Now 5 team fouls apiece for each team. Shot clock will be off, and Luke Gray will take a trip to the charity stripe. Boxers 100% from the foul line, but that's only because Luke Gray is the only one been shooting it. That's his second as he knocks that one down, and 2 free throws thus far for the team. And the second shot is good by Luke Gray. Again, 2-point game, 28.9 seconds to go here in the first half. Luke Winkler and LaPierre picking up the full length of the floor defensively. And Kai Brown's just going to trot across half court. 16 to go. Holding for the last shot. Now here comes the motion. Off-ball screen for Shung. They're trying to get him going in the corner. Oh, what a good cut by Moore. He puts one back underneath, and it's good. Josiah Frank at the buzzer. Bearcats 33, Boxers 29. Nice little comeback there. Started off offensively very poor. They 0 for 6 from deep. But they started to right the ship and finish that half with 37%. As Blazona knocks down the very first three of the game for the home team.
He needed it, and we needed it. The first three-pointer of the game. They were ice cold in the first half, but Blazona had a little bit of shooting struggles last week, and he needed that shot to drop to regain some confidence shooting the long ball.
And on the other end of things, as that shot by Shung is off, the Bearcats shot 47% from the field for that first half. And how about this? 12 assists on 14 made field goals. So they are spreading the love, and it is paying dividends for them as they look to get their first conference win of the season. They came into tonight 0-6 in that department. Another missed three by Fortune. And there's one kick into the corner for the Bearcats on the other end. It's Kai Brown. Good defense by Blazona. He's draped all over him like an old winter coat. He has to kick it back out to Frank. He puts a wild one up. It's off. Rebound, batted around to Gummin. Saves, and nope. He says he stepped on the line. It'll stay Bearcat ball. It's a 20-second shot clock here as the Bearcats throw a baseline out of bounds over the top to Dean. Dean had a great first half as he's fouled underneath by Devin Fortune on that little flip shot over the left shoulder. But Deontay Dean, 6 points, a rebound, and an assist here in the first half. That ties the team high for him. Him and A.J. Tenether both had 6. For the Boxers, it was Devin Fortune in his return game from his concussion protocol. He leads all scorers. Ended that first half 12 points and 7 rebounds, plus an assist to go along with it. So obviously great to have him back. And the Boxers are going to need him as they still down 1. That shot by Dean miss. And Blazona has it now. Blazona sees a double screen from Winkler and Fortune. Now back to Winkler. Good closeout by Frank. Winkler trying to get him off him. Has Fortune going all the way with him. And Josiah Frank went piggyback with Winkler as he got him in the air. That's going to be a foul. They're going to call it a push on the back. It's going to be Frank's third and the first team foul here for the Bearcats as Frank is going to take a seat. And Tanner Overby out of Portland, Oregon is going to come check in for him. Inside to Bates. Good position, but he picks the dribble up. Got to kick it back out to Gummin. 15 on the shot clock. Blazona sends his guards away. Now he wants Overby one-on-one. Turns back into Overby's chest. Gives him a little hezzy. 4 on the clock. Fortune going to have to put it up. Gets it to Bates. It's blocked inside. Great defensive stand. Caleb Moore will be credited for the block as Overby on the run. Bumps Blazona. Puts it up. Too long. Gummin board. And these gentlemen are running and gunning out here as the pace quickens and Luke Winkler knocks down a tray to give the Boxers their first lead of the night.
Big shot, Lucas Winkler. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to pick your pocket and finish. I need all mine.
Luke Winkler putting the clamps on Overby here early, and he's popped off, if you will. Boxers 37-33. They quickly gain control here as Moore puts on an acrobatic move inside. And Fortune with an even more acrobatic rebound to grab it and come the other way. Gummin on the trail, backs out, and back to Mr. Hard to guard. Let him go to work. He's got Ryder Shung right in his face. Oh, snatch back. Give me some. Knock down.
Get off me. Get off me.
all of a sudden the Boxers have come alive and the bench is activated. No push off, and that's a good knockdown by Kai Brown as he had Blazona sliding all the way to the baseline. It was a strong move to cut the lead back to 4 for the Boxers. Look at Winkler stepping back. That one's a little long, but you can tell he's feeling himself on the offensive end.
Yeah.
Good rebound. And the Bearcats trying to stop this onslaught here offensively. It was a good hands by Winkler to force the jump ball. And the possession arrow is going to favor Willamette, so it'll stay here. 22 on the shot clock. And A.J. Tenether is going to check in for Coach Lenahan. And in for the Boxers, Will Nadeau is going to get his first look. Also, Anthony Garrick and Lucas Gray are going to come in for Coach Lunt as well. Coach Lunt backed up by his coaching staff, Brandon Hellstrom, Matt Peterson, former Boxer baller Jake Bulger, and the Boxers are poised up here. Got their shooting percentage back up to 40% and playing great defense to boot. Here's Brown on the run. Winkler staying down. Moore tries his time. Look at Nadeau, and a late whistle from the opposite end ref to call Will Nadeau for a foul. It looked like he was clean. He went to go up and grab the board after that shot affection, but nope, he's going to call it a foul, and that'll send Caleb Moore to the line. Moore has not taken a trip to the free throw line yet, but as it stands now, he's got 5 points with 6 boards and a couple of assists. And Rasheed Wallace, I can hear him in the hallway saying, "Ball don't lie," as Moore's free throw misses. And we're going to see some more subs as Kai Brown's going to pop out, take a breath. Will Hurst is going to check in for the Bearcats for his first shift, as well as Kahiau Brune. Splitting the pair is Moore. Boxers 39, Bearcats 36, and now the big fella Meske going to check back in as Devin Fortune going to get himself some water, and 4 of 6 from the field, 8 points. He's got 3 boards, 4 assists, and that was a big-time connection for the young man out of San Diego, Scripps Ranch High. He's going to complete the 3-point play, and it's back to a 3-point game. Boxer lead. Look at Will Nadeau, just quick as they come. Gets him in the air and scoops one for 2.
Come on now, Will. Keep playmaking.
Will the Thrill Nadeau, fresh out of Fairfield, and just giving the defense fits. Boxers back up 5. Look at that long distance bomb just off as Hurst goes up for the board. Excuse me, it was Brune, and he hit the deck pretty hard. His fall, fortunately for him, was broken by Luke Winkler, who was laying underneath him. 4 team fouls here now for the Boxers. Still clinging on to a 5-point lead. Both teams shooting 43 and 42% from the field respectively, so we got ourselves a little bit of a heater here in the Stolen. Stopping and popping is Brown. It's a little too long. Good board by Deontay Dean. Going back up with force and finishes underneath.
Yeah, he had a really good first half, especially to start off the game. Started to slow down a little bit, but how about that tray? All right, Lucas Gray, I see you.
Lucas Gray needs to be seen. He's got 8 points. On the run is Gehrig, and he connects on the break. Boxers just making it happen by rapping, Captain. Look at that defense. Devin Fortune forcing another turn. Nadeau thought about pulling up. Foul underneath as Fortune will be the recipient.
And this is what you like to see from Pacific. Forcing turnovers, getting out to the open floor, shooting with confidence, getting fouled, all things that lead to them being in control in this one.
And Devin Fortune stepping to the line for the first time. How about his first half? 6 of 12 for 50% from the field. He had 12 points in the first half. That led all scorers. And right now, he's already got a double-double. Now, he just missed that free throw. Sure, that's fair. But, man, a guy that missed 2 crucial games over the last weekend. I mean, we sat right next to him, Devon. We saw him chomping at the bit, wanted to be out there for his team, and now here he is with his first action back after that concussion protocol, and he has just been all over the place and coming up big for the home team. They got an 8-point lead with 13:24 to go here in the second half. That was a big-time shot by Josiah Frank.
Yeah, Jake Blazona got caught going under, and Josiah Frank made him pay.
They're going to call a foul on the floor as Will Nadeau was fighting for his life down there.
Yeah, he was.
It was good effort by Caleb Moore, but the baseline ref just saw it a little differently. Now 3 team fouls here for the Bearcats. It's going to be Blazona with it underneath the opposite basket as the refs are coming over to confer. 13:10 to go here in the second half. You're going to want to stick with us here, folks. This is the first of a doubleheader here as the Willamette Bearcat women are going to face off against the Lady Boxers just after this one here. Tip-off set to be 8 p.m. But first, we got the men battling it out. Luke Gray stepped through, out to Nadeau in the corner, kept it high, and it almost dropped. Running down, the rebound was Blazona, but instead it was picked up by Frank, and the Bearcats are coming the other way. They ain't going anywhere yet. Dean shot flat, affected by Fortune, and now Fortune blasts in to Caleb Moore. They both just collided. That looked like a car accident down there.
Yeah.
So Blazona will have it in the corner of the court. Dante Dean going to check in for Shung real quick. And with 20 on the shot clock, the Boxers have a chance to re-extend their lead. 3 minutes and no field goals for the home team. Blazona dumps one into Fortune. He's going to work on Dean. Good hands off the left cup, but it's just a little too strong. And Caleb Moore will corral it. Look at that in and out dribble, super fast. Out to Frank in the corner. Ooh, rattles in and out. They dodged a bullet, did the Boxers. And now Blazona has it across half court. He pulls right up in traffic, a little ill-advised.
Very much so.
To just cough that one back up to a running Bearcat unit as Brune's shot is long. It's a shooting range out here, and no one's hitting the target. Boxers need to snap this dry spell that they're in. They've let the Bearcats just walk their way back into this game. Fortune back to the basket. The double comes. Ball goes around the perimeter. Gray gets his man in the air, and a high one finishes over the outstretched hands of Dean.
That was an impressive finish by Lucas Gray. Very impressive.
Going in among the trees for Lucas Gray, and that puts him in double figures. Now the third Boxer there with 10 points. A teardrop in the lane is high off the back deck. Fortune gets the hit ahead, puts it on the deck, and it's stripped right out of his hands. Good awareness by Kai Brown, and Moore is just dicing this defense up in transition. Missing shots, but they will inevitably drop if they do not meet him at the point of attack. There's Fortune. Everybody lost track of Devin Fortune, and broadcaster Jeff Lucero, he just tapped in with us and said, hey, you guys, you had it right the first time. It's Deontay Dean.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks,
we needed
Jeff.
that.
You're the man with the plan, and we appreciate you. So it's Bearcats ball. Good screen up top. Brown, Hezzy, drive, and it's good. Kai Brown turning it on here. He's been solid all night. Kai Brown, just 9 shots, 11 points. 13 on 50% gunning. Blazona looked him off, and Fortune packs it home.
Bounce, 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 bounce. I won't tell y'all who sings that song, but that was Bounce.
Oh, boy. He put the key in the ignition, and he turned himself on, Devin Fortune. Good rebound underneath. Ball batted around. Good hands inside. It's going to be black ball as Devin Fortune.
We've got a highlight. Playing in the open floor. Shot short from Blazona, but it came off exactly the way it needed to for Devin Fortune to be able to flush it on the putback jam.
Long three ball is a long miss. Rebound. Tried to get it, was Overby, but he knocked it off of his own knee, and the Boxers will retain possession. 57-52 home team with a little over 8 minutes to play in this one. Jake Blazona through the legs, putting on a series of moves. Into Devin Fortune with good position. He raises up and knocks it off short front iron. Rebound, Bearcats. And now Tanner Overby going to call the set. He's got some size on Luke Gray. He's going to go to work with him. Back to basket. Out to DJ Jones all alone. That's long. Rebound nearly corralled by A.J. Tenether, but he hits it into the hands of his teammate. It finds Brown in the corner. Zach Bates went and got it, but he stepped out of bounds, and it'll stay Bearcats ball. Got a timeout on the floor. Get it up quickly. Mm-hmm. He just got to have his legs underneath him when he does that, but that is sort of the natural progression for an elite level shooter or a really high level shooter, is they usually get to that point where, boy, you see some of those guys in the bigs, the Klay Thompsons of the world and stuff, who can just catch that thing right on the seams and let it go without really any hesitation. 5-point game here. Winkler drives, kicks it out to Drew Gummin, pulls one from about 16 feet, and it's good.
Winkler, be careful. Good hands, but be careful. You got 4 fouls.
Luke Winkler gets a hand on that one, and he narrowly escapes another foul call there. He's got 2 steals on the night. He obviously leads the whole conference in steals. I mean, the guy's got stickier hands than a movie theater vending machine. Fortune just wheeling around, waiting for traffic to clear, tries to step through, pulls up, and it's good.
He's having a big game. Now 18 points, 9 of 17 from that field, 12 rebounds for a double-double. He's having a monster game.
And for any of you haters out there, he's got an assist too. He shares a little bit too. Both teams sharing the ball well. Boxers 17 assists, Bearcats 14. 63-54, Boxer lead with 5:15 to play in this one. Ty Brown up top. Tries to draw the attention of the refs. Thought he got a little bit of contact on that shot, but instead it's just a miss. And Luke Winkler's going to go right back at him. Blazona pulling up, knocks it down.
Bang, bang, bang. That's how you go up a dozen Boxers.
And with that 3, the Boxers up 12. That's their largest lead of the night.
Winkler, instead of going with the post entry, just got the ball to the middle of the floor, kicked it to Blazona, and that shot was money.
Ball is in. Bearcats trying to climb out of this hole they found themselves in, down 12. It's their largest deficit of the night. They've led this game for 20 minutes, but as of late, it's been all Boxers. Unless you count Josiah Frank. He said, I'm not going home quite yet.
Yeah, and Josiah Franks had a bit of a quiet game, just 9 points after that make, and with just 4.5 to go, he's going to need to step up to try to keep his Bearcats alive.
Blazona feeling himself, but that one's just a little off. Rebound, Bearcats. Still plenty of time. The Bearcats have not been on a run as they've seen many so far in this contest. Got to stay frosty if you're the Boxers. AJ inside to Deontay Dean, and the lead is back to 8.
That was good offensive action by Willamette, and now look at him picking up the full length of the floor, trapping Winkler here, and Winkler's forced to call a timeout.
Timeout. Ball is in. Bearcats tightening the screws defensively, picking up full court, but Winkler finally crosses the halfway mark, and it's 15 on the shot clock for him to go to work. Got a couple of Boxers diving in the lane. Gummin tried to get one to Blazona in the corner, but instead he's fouled. The foul is going to go against Ryder Shung, his first. And now 5 team fouls for the visiting Willamette Bearcats. Drew Gummin will step to the line. He's perfect from the free throw line tonight, just 2 of 2. Boxers, a lot of points in the paint. They got 36 points in the paint, and obviously a lot for the Bearcats too, 34, although neither team has shot as many free throws as you may expect for how aggressive each team has been attacking the rim. Gummin remains perfect. He's got 8. And the lead is back up to 10, 68-58. Now the Boxers picking up full court. Out to Frank. And he's got Winkler trailing him. Winkler said, I'm going to be your shadow tonight, Josiah Frank. And he's been doing a pretty good job as obviously the star point guard playing with 4 fouls. Affects that shot. It's off, but it's a good rebound by Moore underneath. He goes back up for a second try. Now Fortune grabs the board, his 13th. And Winkler comes the other way. Winkler on the drive. Got to kick it back out to Gray. Got plenty of time. Probably got away with a foul, did Moore out there, but now Blazona going to face up on him. Spinning away from the Fortune screen. Send Winkler across the lane. Winkler got 4 on the shot clock. He's going to have to pull. No, he dishes inside to Gray, and it's blocked inside. Good block by Deontay Dean, and here comes Shung running the other way. Puts it up. It's off. Dean's try is no good. Winkler grabs the rebound. Woo, dodging bullets are the home team.
Yeah, they are.
And they are finding time to be on their side. They got 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go in this game, up 10, and that's going to be a foul.
2 hands.
2 hands, indeedy, and that's going to go against A.J. Tenether.
No more fouls to give now for the Bearcats, too. It's being a bonus the rest of the way for both teams.
The Boxers started this game off as flat as we've likely seen them in this gym all season long. I don't know what they did as a unit during the halftime, but it was day and night like a Kid Cudi song from half to half as the Boxers are in full control.
The Lonely Stoner seems to feel light at night.
At night.
Hey.
And LaPierre caps off a beautiful rendition of that well-known tune to put the Boxers back up 12. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to play. Caleb Moore up top with it. Here comes Dean, rejecting the screen. Moore gets his pockets picked by Brendan LaPierre, but he's got Moore on his tail. Lop drives the shoulder. Devin Fortune again. Pack it home, baby. Pack it home.
Another one, just like the other one. Devin Fortune cleaning up shop out here. LaPierre going the distance, taking it himself. He misses. No problem. I'll flush it for you. And the Boxers up 14, a minute 50 to go.